Hello awesome viewers, welcome to AC Studio. Finally, Joytoy is going to release a tank. Yes, we have been waiting that for 3 years. Finally, we're going to get a 40K Blood Angels Predator Annihilator with the laser cannons. I believe that will be one of the most popular, most anticipated Warhammer 40K vehicle. For the last 3 years, I've seen people try to make the Predator out of 3D printing and other means, such as cardboard, like the way I make my Land Raider. But now you don't have to make it anymore, you just have to buy it, right? The price is roughly 160 US dollars, which is something like 200 Australian dollars, which I think is actually quite reasonable, for a tank. The Predator will be available in November 2025, which is only 6 months away. So if you need to order this, you better do it now. I don't think I'm gonna get this Predator. My favorite army is ultramarines, not Blood Angels. So I will not get it because I don't collect Blood Angels army. But instead, I'll wait for the ultramarines one, if they ever gonna release one, but I think they will. And despite I have my own Land Raider, I still think it is worthwhile to get a Predator. It will look really great together with my Land Raider. And I think, if I'm correct, this will be the third Space Marine vehicle. So the first one they released is the Outrider, the bike, and then the ATV Invader. And afterwards, they did not release anything, right? And now they have the tank. So even if you don't have the Land Raider, but I'm quite sure it will look very nicely together with the Outrider, ATV Invader. So we just got the photos today on the Joytoy website. And let's take a look at these photos and see what Joytoy is going to offer us on this new toy. So let's take a look at the general photos, the first 4 photos of the tank. So by the look of it, right, straight away it looks exactly like the model, right? I think the proportion of all the elements together looking pretty accurate according to the miniature model. And the painting is very nice as well. It is a Blood Angels livery. It got this very nice weathering effect on the tank. It also got some kind of like light, highlighting on the raised edges. I mean, in a way, looking at it, it looks like a miniature model. It doesn't even look like a big toy. The painting of the tracks looks pretty good. It looks like, how we paint our miniature models, and all the basic details of the miniature models are captured really well on this big toy. The only thing they don't really have, I guess, are the lights. The lights are not, actual lights. They're just paint, lights. If they actually make those, headlights into a real light, would be really good. But of course, it will cost you more, right? You won't get it this price. And even they paint the weathering around the exhaust area, and that is why, I think it looks really good. Trying to make it look realistic, put weathering on it. Put more black shadowing around the tracks area at the bottom. That's why it looks really good. And the next 2 photos show us the detachable panels. So similar to what I've done on my Land Raider, what they have is they have detachable panels. The most impressive thing they did is they have the detachable turret as well. On the side panels, where the laser cannon are located on the side sponson, you can see you can actually take them out, take them off, and you can actually open up the door and it can swivel, like actually can go to the ground, similar to my Land Raider side door. You can take the sponsons as separate pieces as well, and then also the laser cannon separate pieces as well. You can see in this photo they have the top panel, which is also detachable from the turret. So that looks really good, and you can see all these parts come off, right? And including the rotation or rotating tower below the turret. So that piece obviously is to support your figure, right? Similar to my Land Raider, I got a detachable stand that allows the figure to stand, kind of like standing half of the body out on the turret. And also you can open the front panel. So the front panel is just for you, to get access from the front. So it's easy to put the figure, the driver, into the driver's seat. And the great thing is you can see the front panel, the steering, you can rotate it. And the reason is, it is actually easier for you to put the figure into the driver's seat. So that is good. Remember the ATV Invader, you hardly able to bloody squeeze the figure in it, right? Because the front panel is blocking the figure, right? So I can see Joytoy designed this with the flexibility in mind. So they finally know how important it is for the figure to interact with your toy. and how to make it convenient for the collector to put a figure inside the tank or take it out of the tank. And they also have some internal photos showing the turret, the little rotation platform, below the turret, and it goes all the way to the ground. Looks really good. You can see the console inside, and so we got some details inside, which looks really good. You can see the floor have these slots in it, similar to my Land Raider, and also on the wall, you got these like panel details on it, looking very nice. I think the painting inside looks really good as well. Kind of like a gunmetal color with silver highlighting. The rear hatch, it got very nice floor mesh details on it. So in general, if you look at all these photos, it shows you that Joytoy actually allow easy access to the interior. I think in terms of design, playable features, Joytoy actually put a lot of efforts into this consideration, how to make this toy playable, easy accessible. So yeah, that's really well done. And in terms of size, it is 41 centimeters long by 25.6 centimeters high, and the width is roughly 25.1 on the hull, and 35 centimeters including the sponsons and the lace gun. So 41 centimeters is actually quite a big model, to be honest. One thing I'm not too sure is, this tank, which version of the Space Marines designed to interact with, right? Either version 3 or the latest, Chaos Space Marine size, or the Space Marine 2's Titus size figure. They should, based on their upscale figures, right? Unless, you still need to use the version 3 figures, which is probably the most common scale for the time being, until Joytoy replace all the figures into the Titus size figures. So I did a quick scale comparison here. You can see, the Titus and also the version 3, the stern guard figure. And you can see in terms of the scaling, it seems like it is designed for more the stern guard version 3 figures. My Land Raider is roughly 65 centimeters long. So the Predator is actually quite big, to be honest, so it doesn't look too small at all to me. It'll be interesting once you get this tank, right? You try to put a figure inside, right? Then you'll see the result. Also, what we can see is the lace cannon. You can actually move up and down. You can rotate. The turret can also rotate. Lace can swing up and down. And also the hatch doors, on the turret can open and close, and above the driver's seat you have 2 hatches. You can actually take them out as well. And finally, my own big question, as you know, I make my own tanks. I put a lot of efforts into making sure my Land Raider have operable tracks. The look of it, I don't think so, because if you look at one of the gaps, you can see the last piece of the track just stopped inside the opening there, right? And this photo just shows us the track just stopped there, right? So it doesn't have another track to link it together, otherwise it'll show up all black. So that means based on what we see right now, we haven't got a real model yet. What it's telling me is this is just a static track. Now comes to the end of this video. I'm quite sure everybody is excited because they have been waiting for a long time. And now we finally have it, right? And honestly speaking, I think it is great value for money. I think it's similar to the price of a Latvian Dreadnought anyway, right? So yeah, it is a very good price, I think. And it is so big as well, right? So I'll wait till we have the Ultramarines one. Otherwise, they will release a different type of Predator later on. You never know. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this preview. And let me know, will you get it or not? I highly recommend it. By the look of it, I think it looks really good. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.